Hi, my name's Julianne Standish, and I am your adjunct online professor for ECED 417. I'd like to welcome all of you to the class and hope that you had a wonderful summer and that you're ready for some new learning. This class is the introduction to individuals with exceptionalities for early childhood education. So I am going to review our course syllabus now. So I will be reading from the course syllabus to make sure we all know the same information. I do want to let you know the modules that we'll be working through. There are some video lectures that are attached to those, and I will be working on doing all of those, but Dr. Rayette Newman Condera will be doing some of those for us also. The course description for this is an introductory course for exploring special education needs, children and their families. It will give an overview of historical factors and legislation affecting service delivery, characteristics and prevalence of disorders, effective instructional techniques for working with this population, and community resources serving exceptional children will be explored. There are prerequisites, which I'm sure you've met already, and this is a three-credit course class. Since I am just teaching an online class, I actually live in Gresham, Oregon, and so welcome from far on the other side of the state. I have been to your great campus and I loved it. I am available via email and phone, and so you can see that there. I would prefer if we set up some times between 1 and 3 o'clock on Mondays and Wednesdays for you if you have questions, but I'm always available, so don't feel like you have to wait until then. So if it's Thursday afternoon and you have a question, don't feel like you have to wait. You can email me and I'll get back to you, or you can go ahead and text me. Just remember to put your name and that you're in this class in any text you send me, especially the first one. So there is a book requirement for this. It is Hooper and Umansky, Young Children with Special Needs. It is the 6th edition, so make sure that you get that. I will have included the summaries for chapter 1 and 2 just in case you're having trouble getting that book in time for the first assignments. There are some learning outcomes, and I want to go through all 7 of those with you. We're going to be discussing the historical legislation and litigation that has shaped the special needs effort and looking at how education is offered to our special education students, especially in early childhood. We will discuss current trends in service delivery to all young children and the role of advocacy in supporting quality early childhood education. In this class, we will describe typical settings and service delivery modes for working with infants, toddlers, and young children who are at risk and have disabilities and their families. Number 4, explain the standards of professionalism related to serving young children with disabilities and at-risk conditions. We will describe characteristics of major exceptionalities, discuss effective instructional techniques for working with special needs education children and their families, and lastly, identify community resources for special needs and children and their families. I do want to let you know that in this class, it will be self-paced. It's called a personalized system of instruction. Core to this approach is the belief that everyone can succeed if given the opportunity to learn and unlimited time. Unfortunately, we do have limited time to complete this course. So in the next 11 weeks, it is important that we finish up. Yet you will have the opportunity to work at your own pace. If you get this done in just a few weeks, then you're done. If you go week by week with each module for each week, then that's great. My hope is that you try to keep up with that. What I mean is completing module 1 during week 1, completing module 2 during week 2, and that way you won't get behind and feel stressed out. There are 2 major assignments that we'll be doing, and I'll talk about those in a little bit. So with this personalized system of instruction, there are quizzes or celebrations of knowledge, as Dr. Newman calls them, And you will be able to take each quiz, and the mastery is 80%. So if you master the quiz the very first time you take it, then you're done with that module. If you are under 80%, you will have the opportunity to retake it up to 3 total times in hopes that you then get the 80% completion. The next module will then open up for you. If a student does not reach mastery on the third attempt, they can continue on to the next material, and the highest score that you have earned will be your grade. One of the primary concepts of mastery learning is that when you do not pass, that you receive some feedback. So I'm hoping that we will be able to have a conversation either through the online site or a phone conversation in regards to what information you struggled with or that you don't understand yet. You cannot take quizzes back to back. You need to have some time in the meantime. So if you don't earn 80% on a test, you have to at least wait 1 hour. My hope is that you're studying then so that you can then pass it the next time and be done with it. If you do try to take it before the hour is up, you will receive a 0 regardless of how you performed on the quiz. So make sure you do wait at least that hour. Make sure you're studying. Due dates are flexible in PSI. The idea is that some students need more time, some need less time. This allows you to be flexible with the term and work at your own pace. I have put arbitrary due dates in for the first module being November 4th, and that's about 5 weeks through. So hopefully you'll be able to stay on track. If you don't have the first 5 modules done by this date, you're not going to have any points taken away. It's just I'll probably send you a note making sure that you are planning and have some kind of idea of how you are going to catch up. You must complete all quizzes before you submit the final projects, and this includes the 3 attempts if mastery is not achieved on the first time. If you receive an 80% or better on a quiz, you may continue to attempt it through the third attempt if you really want more than that 80%. And projects are not included in the PSI style of learning, though. Those have dedicated due dates, and I'll explain those in a minute. So this course is an upper division university writing requirement, and you have to complete this course with a C- or better in order for it to count for your graduation completion. There are reading assignments. You are expected to complete the reading assignments and demonstrate your knowledge through those celebrations of knowledge, which are quizzes. These assignments indicate your knowledge gained from the reading. If you do not meet the minimum standard of knowledge demonstration, you'll be provided with additional supports to help meet those minimum requirements. The next thing, there are 2 major projects, as I mentioned before. The first one is a children's book review activity. This is detailed on the website, on our class website, as well as I'm going to talk about it right now. It is in the syllabus, so there's more information on the website specifically for this assignment. It is worth 60 points. It is due Monday, the week of November 7th, which is November 4th at 8 a.m. You are going to identify and review 4 children's books depicting an individual with exceptionalities. You will type up a brief summary of each story and discuss how the information presented by the author compares to the information that we've been reading in our text. It is important that you are detailed in your descriptions. You will then also include a personal critique of the story and highlight how you might use this book in your educational practice. Include a reference citation for your source. This paper is an example of the type of writing you'll do within the profession. Thus, I want you to be provided with feedback in relation to the work you're expected to do. You'll have opportunities to receive feedback from me, the instructor. The paper has a minimum of 8 pages in length, and I've provided the rubric in the explicit directions for this assignment found in the syllabus module. The second major project for this class is the Intervention Ideas brochure. This is 40 points possible, and it's due the Monday of exam week, which is the week of December 10th at 8 a.m. Students will choose one of the developmental domains discussed in class in a specific skill area that needs to be addressed. So in this class, we're going to talk about physical, social, emotional, cognitive, and you can go ahead and choose one of those domains in order to then get more specific. In the examples that are typed up, we're looking at the physical domain, focusing in on self-care skills and possibly toiletrying, which a lot of parents are very concerned with if their children are behind. You will then create a brochure that could be shared with parents and other early childhood professionals. This brochure will include characteristics of typical development and signs of atypical development related to the specific skill area. Again, you can choose anything you want. You can choose fine motor, you can choose math, any area that is of interest to you. Students will then provide 7 specific ideas to help provide practice in this specific skill area. So not only are you going to say what kids should be able to do, you will also give a list of what parents should be concerned about if their child cannot do, and then what do we do about it? So you're going to give 7 ideas of how to improve the child's skills in that area. The grading policy, this is a professional program, and all weekly assignments or the modules that are self-paced do require the minimum of 80%. The larger projects are scored as submitted. The quizzes or celebrations and knowledge, the hope is that you're at least getting 80% completion on those, and then the 2 graded projects that are separate from those are based off the rubrics, which you can see in the module for all of the assignments. The grading scale is pretty straightforward. There's all letter grades, pluses and minuses within that, and it's pretty standard. The assessment here, we are looking at weekly assignments, and if you look in the syllabus, you can see how those are looking at the course outcomes as well as the conceptual framework, tenet, and the NAEYC standards. The book review and the adaptation ideas brochure are the areas that you're being graded on. Assignments such as reading, videos, applications, assignments, summaries, and discussion boards are part of this class. The course is part of a professional program. This program has standards and exceptions that must be met, or expectations that must be met. It is set up for weekly participation, yet you are able to do this somewhat self-paced. I will be monitoring to make sure that you're accomplishing what you need to be doing. And so if you get an email from me, it's just a, hey, what's going on? How we doing? Checking in with you. And this format does allow you to either work quickly or slowly. Just make sure you're keeping up with everything. The rest of the information in the syllabus includes the university writing requirement outcomes. There is a statement on academic misconduct, and really the part that I want to draw your attention to is understanding plagiarism. We are asking for the 2 assignments that you are using outside resources. One will be the children's books, the other will be the textbook, and you may be looking at other sites, whether it be a book, a lecture you've attended, another class information handout possibly, or a website. And so it is really important that you would document anything that you put in your either one of your major projects that you or a typical person would not automatically know. That needs to be cited. And the university does take this quite seriously, and being placed on probation or suspended from the university if you're found to cite information without actually giving the credit to who did the work. If you have disabilities yourself, there is information there about how you can get additional assistance as you need that. Remember, you must start at the top of the page on the modules and work your way through. You cannot jump around on the modules. You must start at the top with the syllabus module, and then module 1, complete module 1 with your completion of the celebration of knowledge quiz, and then move on to number 2, etc. I'm here. If you'd like to contact me, you're more than welcome to either email me or text me, and I look forward to guiding you through your learning. Welcome to Eastern Oregon University, and I am looking forward to getting to know each one of you. Thank you. Have a great day.